A steep price for transparency? That's what critics of an updated Ohio statute that puts police body cam footage behind a paywall are saying. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed a bill into law on January 2nd that allows law enforcement to charge a fee for body camera footage, becoming the latest state to do so. Indiana led the charge, passing a law in 2016 authorizing fees as high as $150 per video. And in 2023, Arizona passed a law greenlighting police departments to charge $46 per video hour reviewed. In Ohio, fees can go as high as $750.
This decision is a blow to police watchdog groups who want oversight over police actions. Joining us now to help us understand what this means for police oversight is Shawn Musgrave, senior counsel for The Intercept, who also wrote an article about the new law. Welcome, Shawn. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so walk us through what exactly is changing here, and is this under the Freedom of Information Act laws in Ohio? I understand previously that people would sometimes have to pay for things like thumb drives or discs that these materials were put on, but now Ohio is also forcing people to pay for the staff actually reviewing the footage. Is that right?
That's right. So this law that Governor DeWine signed creates specific new fee provisions for videos of law enforcement agencies, state and local, and it authorizes those agencies to charge for things like reviewing, time spent reviewing, redacting, and preparing body cam footage and other videos for release. And those fees are quite high, as you said, up to $75 per hour and up to $750 per video.
And how big of a barrier do you think this will be to advocacy groups that are trying to get their hands on this footage?
I mean, pretty considerable, especially for cash-strapped nonprofits. And it's not just police advocacy groups and watchdogs; it's the media as well in Ohio and nationwide. The budgets are thin at a lot of these organizations. I know they are at nonprofits, and a bill of $750 payable in advance can mean that they just won't get the video.
So I know we're obviously clowning on Mike DeWine for this for good reason, but what did this look like when it was going through the Ohio House and Senate? Was this a bipartisan effort? Was this Republicans only? Which lawmakers were in charge of coming up with this crazy idea?
So I'm not sure how the vote came out, but I do know that what particularly upset the folks that I spoke with for my reporting on this was how it was done, which was very 11th hour. I think even possibly during the middle of the night, this provision was added to another piece of legislation that had already been considered, but this new amendment was not put out for public comment. It never got a hearing and was just passed. And so it's sort of ironic, a piece that decreases transparency for Ohio was passed without much transparency in the legislature. And so that in particular, that kind of added insult to the injury for a lot of the critics of the provision who asked Governor DeWine to veto it so that it could be fleshed out publicly.
And Shawn, what sort of avenues are there at this juncture for addressing the issues with this particular provision and the process and the way that it all played out?
Well, it's signed into law. So now this to make any change, the law would need to be changed itself. The statute is on the books. The other potential lever here is that agencies don't have to charge these fees. These fees are discretionary, left to the individual agency. Of course, critics of the bill worry about exactly that, but the statute authorizes these fees. It doesn't mandate them.
This bill also contained a lot of other provisions as well, which is partially why this snuck through. Governor DeWine's office released a statement justifying the new fees for the body cam footage, saying that police departments shouldn't have to divert resources and manpower away from actually policing to reviewing video footage for people who make requests. Do you think that their response to this is reasonable? Do they have a point maybe? that there are going to be resources potentially diverted away from other police department duties?
So I mean, whenever there are, yes, there are different functions that any government agency has, but what I think is missed in that point is that these records already belong to the public, and it is part of the government's obligation, not just police departments and law enforcement agencies, but any government agency, to be accountable to the public by releasing materials. And this bill just kind of puts a giant price tag on it without finding some sort of middle that accommodates and recognizes those costs to the agency while also making sure that those costs are not used as pretext to withhold materials.
Body cam footage has certainly played a key role in expanding public attention, understanding of issues that have arisen in recent years. And we've also seen body cam footage, frankly, get organizations, individuals, members of the public really worked up and out on the streets on certain incidents that have arisen. Are you seeing activity? Are you hearing among groups that have been involved in these issues? Are they organizing to address this finance issue?
Well, it seems like they are going to try and work with, they're trying to pressure DeWine and the Ohio State Legislature to amend the provision and I'm not sure what exactly their plan is, because they didn't get to put comments on the initial version, so I'm not sure what their ideas are. And then in terms of actually coming up with the money to foot these fees, I'm sure we'll see plenty of pressure there, and maybe, who knows, crowdfunding body cam footage, something like that.
All right, Shawn, well, we're going to leave it there. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you for helping us break down this new provision. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
You bet. All right, y'all, we have a lot more to cover here on Rising. Please stick around. We'll be right back.